Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chairman, Board of Governors and Interior Minister, General Nasirullah Babar, Mr. Wajahat Latif, distinguished guests, senior police officers, members of the diplomatic corps, senior civil servants, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you'll forgive me if I set aside my speech and share some thoughts about police and the prevailing law and order situation in Pakistan and what we can do to fulfill the needs and the hopes of our people. It goes without saying that a force which is not adequately trained and which does not get infusion of new ideas, of new techniques and methods through consistent training in-house and in-service training will always deteriorate and lag behind and not be in a position to meet the needs of society. And police, more so than any other arm of the state, any other law enforcing agency, because police is the one force that is in constant touch with the people. It is in constant touch with criminals, with law-abiding citizens, in fact, with every section of society. And I think this is one reason why police is much maligned. Because as we see deterioration coming around in our society, we also see criticism of the police mounting. We are, I think, sometimes very uncharitable towards the police, we fail to see the defects that have crept into our own society, and we tend to put all the blame on the police. We fail to see the decaying of moral standards, and yet we assign the blame on the police. And this may be because amongst the functions of the state, perhaps the maintenance of law and order is fundamental. In any society, civilized or uncivilized, in any form of government, it is absolutely vital that a system be maintained. Whether it's a tribal society, whether it's a post-tribal, sedentary agriculture society, whether it's an industrial society, whether it's a society which is post-industrial, police has to play a role in the maintenance of a rule of law. And a rule of law is absolutely vital for any society, whether it is a democratic society, whether it is a monarchy, whether it is a dictatorship or a martial law. Some kind of a rule of law has to be maintained. The public must know, the people and the players must know under what system they have to operate. And more often than not, in fact, almost invariably, it is the police that has to set the standards. It is the police that has to ensure that the law, which is recognized by the people, is implemented. Because even if small laws are neglected, even if traffic rules are neglected, a state of environment comes about where people stop obeying the law. And that is why it's so important that whenever there is a law, whenever there are do's and don'ts in a society, those must be faithfully implemented. Whether they are good or bad is a separate argument. But if there are laws, those laws have to be implemented. And almost in each of these cases, it is the police which is entrusted with the responsibility of implementing those laws and making sure that society obeys those laws. Now, we've seen over the years a deterioration in that. Perhaps one of the reasons is that not only those small laws, the traffic rules and regulations, but perhaps even the grown norm of our society, the basic fundamental law, the Constitution, had been violated. And perhaps an environment was created where nobody cared for the law. If dictators could get up and say that they cared two hoots for the Constitution, the 8-page Constitution, then obviously you create an environment where respect for law goes where there's deterioration. And perhaps it may be unfair for us to put the blame on the police, that they are responsible for not implementing the law. Perhaps we collectively as a nation failed to create the right environment for the supremacy of the rule of law. And that is why I, for one, would not like to assign blame so easily onto the police. Police has to function in and within a society which may be bad and good in some areas, and which may have serious shortcomings in some areas and even good strong points in other areas. And police has to then collectively bear the brunt, the impression and the perception of what is good or bad with society, because it is in such close contact with society. And I think what the perception of the police is symptomatic of the condition of society. And that is where I think we have to tackle just assign blame to the police or praise it to the skies, but to see what is the condition of society, then to remedy those ills and shortcomings, and then judge our police according to those standards. But that said, I'd like to still say that there is still enormous scope for improvement within an organized force. You can still have built into the system procedures which enhance the competence and the capability of that force, and training institutions, a system of selection, a system of promotions based on competence, on honesty, on integrity, on professionalism, can be evolved, can be created, which can still enhance and improve the capabilities of the force. And I feel that the absence of such systems, or our not faithfully implementing whatever good was available in the systems, has also led to a perception of deterioration in the police. The fact that ever since East Pakistan separated from Pakistan and we lost Sarda, the fact that we could not, over so many years, well, it's now more than 23 years, almost 23 years, that we lost East Pakistan and we lost Sarda. And still, it's a sad reflection on all the governments that we have not been able to establish a police academy which meets our needs. And that is why it's so important that today, when we begin and inaugurate the establishment of a regular police academy, it's so important for us as a day, and that is one reason why I feel so honored and privileged to be here today to lay the foundation of whatever they're going to do today of this academy. I feel this can be the beginning of a turning around in our attitudes towards training and continuous upgradation of skills within the police force. Apart from the very relevant and pertinent points raised by the head of the police academy, Mr. Wajahat Latif, I feel that it's absolutely vital that we study the training methods of institutions, other institutions in Pakistan. I feel that there is definitely serious shortcomings in training institutions within the civil services. And likewise, as in the police, so also in the civil services. And apart from that, there is hardly any other institution of government servants in Pakistan which has a scientifically based, a properly designed system of upgradation of skills, of improvement in their training, and of transparent promotions based on competence, integrity, and so many other relevant factors. But on the other hand, we do have in Pakistan the example of the armed forces. And I am happy to note that at least in one institution in Pakistan, we have a scientifically designed system. And not only do they have training at all levels, right up to the level of generals, but they have a system of self-examination. Even promotions there are based on a consensus which is arrived at in a fairly transparent manner. And I think it will do a great deal of good for the quality of bureaucracy the quality of public service in Pakistan if we can establish similar systems, of course, with variations in our civil services and the police. And not only in the central superior services, but also in the provincial services. I think the establishment of this academy here is a landmark, and I am sure that if we proceed as we are now under the leadership of General Nasirullah Babar, and if he wants to give it a push, and if this government really wants to establish a first-class academy, and I'm sure the Prime Minister is deeply involved in this. She is very interested in this, because we are all very concerned about the law and order situation in Pakistan. We are very concerned about the rule of law in Pakistan. We are very concerned that apart from the establishment of a proper constitutional framework and us following the Constitution in letter and spirit, it is also important that we ensure that the rule of law obtains